Hey folks, welcome back to the final episode of my TP Masterclass series. We're going to talk a little bit about layered offense and layered defense. So let's start off with offense. So the best way to describe this is by using an example. So if you look at this particular round, the Kami player has the Zanki player in the corner, and it's the 88th second of the round, and he has him pressured, and the Zangi player, instead of neutral jumping, tries to jump out of the corner. Now, take a note of this. 25 seconds later, the Kami player has the Zangi player in the other end, on the other side, cornered again, and it's a similar situation. But the Zangi player does the same thing, goes for the forward jump, and the Kami player is able to do a cross-cut DP. Now, the reason why they're able to do the cross-cut DP is not because their reactions are good, it's because they were looking out for it. Your reactions are dependent on what you're looking out for, and that's what layered offense and layered defense is all about. So let's just say you choose to go for a meaty throw after a knockdown. That doesn't mean you're not looking out for the opponent to do some other option like a backdash or a forward jump or a neutral jump. So you should be ready to deal with at least one option. So here's how you go about training for it. So we're going to go into the dummy settings and put the computer to block all. The reason why we do this is that when we set the computer to wake up with a neutral jump or a forward jump, and we try to do our normal DPs or cross-cut DPs, we want to know that we're doing it in time, because if you put it after block after first hit, if they land and you do your DP late, it will still hit, and it will fool you into thinking that you're doing a DP or you're doing a cross-cut in time. But if you put block all, if they land after their jump and you do your DP too late, it will not register. So that's why we do this. Then you go into reversal settings, block reversal. We're going to make the dummy do a very negative move, a crouching heavy kick, a sweep kick. And under wake up reversal, we're going to choose the computer to do nothing, a vertical jump, a forward jump, and a wake up option. So this is a wake up EX special. So the exercise is very simple. You're going to choose an offensive option. So in this case, we're going to go for a throw. So upon knocking the computer down, we're going to go for a meaty throw, looking out for one option. So we're going to choose, first of all, neutral jump. So no matter what the computer does, what our opponent does, we are prepared to do our DP. So we're prioritizing neutral jump. So in that case, they did nothing. Right, they did the forward jump. And you see, we're ready to do our DP when they do a neutral jump. And you could switch it up and say, okay, I think my opponent likes to jump out of the corner or jump forward. I'm going to be prepared to do a cross cut. Right, but it did neutral jump. And when they do the EX option, this is a very good practice because it teaches you to learn to live with your decision. So it doesn't matter, we were going for the throw, but we are looking out for something else as well. Right, I'm ready for the cross cut, right? He did a DP, that's fine. Right, he did neutral jump. I wasn't prioritizing neutral jump. I was basically looking out for him to jump over me. So that's why I missed it, right? I'm only looking out for when he does the forward jump. And that's it, right? So that is basically layered offense. Now, onto layered defense, it's the same thing, just that we're going to choose an option like we're going to backdash or just block, so we're willing to take the throw or something like that. But that doesn't mean that you're not looking out for your opponent to just like drive rush at you or neutral jump in front of you, which is something that people may try because they may think that you're trying to do a wake up level 1 super or something, or do a wake up DP. So they may just drive rush at you, pretend like they're going for the throw, and then neutral jump. So you're just preparing for that as well. So here's what we do to practice this. On the recordings, we're going to make the computer do a basic combo, and then right after that, drive rush and do a throw. So it's going to look something like this. And this is a meaty throw. A meaty throw means that if I'm trying to jab on wake up, the throw will eat up my jab basically. So I'm recovering backwards and I'm pressing my jab does not come out. Right? The only thing that will beat it is if I neutral jump on wake up. Right? We're going to do a similar recording, same combo, but this time we're going to drive rush and then do a neutral jump, which is basically trying to fake a person who's trying to do a delayed throw tech. So it will look like this. So you see how I try to do a delayed throw tech and I got hit. This is something that people do on offense, right? And then the third recording is the same combo but followed up with a drive rush into an overhead. And the fourth recording is the same combo, but this time we're going to follow up with a drive rush into a low attack. So in this case, we're going to run all 4 of these options and we're going to choose something to respond to. Like I'm going to backdash and look out for when he does the neutral jump and be prepared to DP. So in backdashing, I'm going to avoid his throw, I'm going to avoid his neutral jump, but I wouldn't be able to avoid his drive rush into overhead or low attacks, right? And then in the second case, we're going to just block. And in blocking, we decided to take the throw, but at the same time, we should be able to react to both the low attacks as well as the overhead. So that's it, guys. That's layered offense and layered defense and how to practice your DPs in these particular scenarios. And these are just basic examples. You could get even more creative, but if I do that, the video will be like an hour long, right? So that brings us to the end of our series. I know it has been intense, and I would say if you find some of the later exercises or training drills to be quite challenging, don't be despondent. still go over the basic ones, the ones that were in the earlier episodes, work on those and build a solid foundation before going on to the more challenging exercises. And one important note just to end my series: you can practice all you want in the practice arena. This is just to build up muscle memory, but you still need to play games. You still need to fight people, real people, whether it's battle hub, casuals, room matches, ranked. And I suggest you play ranked because people play the most well, how to put it, they are quite challenging on ranked, so you'll get a good feel for how a real opponent plays. Sometimes people play casuals and they're just testing things out, right? So you don't get a real sense of how tough an opponent can be. Play ranked, that's where people play cheesy, they play cheap, they really go all the way out. They're very desperate for the points, so you get a good workout and you can practice your DPs and nail them down in a training arena. But to do it under pressure, under stress, under anxiety, feeling nervous, this is something that you need to train on as well. So don't deny yourself of practicing in real game matches. So that's just an important note I want to end my series on. I thank you for staying and watching till the very end. And for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, I made 500 subscribers recently. I didn't take time to note that, but I want to thank everyone who subscribed, who followed, who make suggestions. Your suggestions mean a lot to me, and we won't stop there. I will continue to create more content that will help you improve your gameplay. So until next time, guys, keep practicing, keep training, keep getting better at Street Fighter 6, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Later.